Most of the videos that I do show you how to do something that would be useful to do. This video is slightly different because this video shows you how to find an error that you could potentially come across. The first time I came across this error, it took me ages to figure out what was going on because I just was not expecting it, and it wasn't something that was even on my radar, and it confused the living daylights out of me until I eventually figured out what was going on. It's a very, very simple fix. It's just can be quite confusing to figure out what's going on. And that is in a situation like this. I've got the first name, surname, and I'm using just a simple consat function to combine the first name and the surname to give me a name over here. So when I change this first name, that should change. And what happened was I came in and I changed this one to something else. For example, I clicked enter and this one didn't change. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I'm looking here again, but it says consat that and that. And I couldn't figure out why this wasn't happening. Okay, now when you click on it, it does change. But I had a whole bunch of data, all columns, and it wasn't changing and the totals weren't changing, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Then eventually, as I did now, I clicked on the formula and it changed, but the other ones didn't. And I thought, well, what's going on? And eventually I realized that the spreadsheet wasn't updating. So a simple way to do that, if you do see a formula that's not working and you actually go and press F9, on my computer, it doesn't work. You've got to push function in F9. And then what happens is it updates. So when you press the F9 key, or as you've seen on my computer, you need to press function F9, that actually refreshes the spreadsheet. Then it does change. Now I'm going, well, hold on, why is it not changing? There is a setting. So if you save the workbook and it updates, or if you click on the formula and fiddle around and click enter and it updates, or if you press F9 and updates, but otherwise it doesn't. What that means is your spreadsheet has been set to manually update rather than automatically update. So you might ask yourself, well, hold on, why is that happening? Well, sometimes what happens is if someone sends you a spreadsheet and they've put it onto manual rather than automatic, and you open that spreadsheet, sometimes what happens is your Excel actually then reverts to that setting of that spreadsheet because it's deemed safer as the automatic update. And then what happens is when you then open one of your spreadsheets that you've been using all along, it's set to manual, and all of a sudden what was working isn't working. And it can get a bit confusing until you figure out what's going on. So do the F9 story. If that updates it, then you know that that setting has been changed. So if you click on the file setting and you go to options and you click on formulas, you'll see there are, yes, it's set to manual, not automatic. Just simply change that back to automatic and press OK. And then when you go back to your spreadsheet and you do it, it'll automatically change because it's all updated. So yeah, that's something that you probably wouldn't necessarily, you may not come across it, but if you do, it might be confusing as to what's going on. Why is it not changing? You just simply do the F9 trick, see if it is actually refreshing, and then go through and change it to automatic rather than manual. And that can save you a lot of messing about trying to figure out why your formulas aren't working properly. Thank you.